We're going to start off with this. You know, Captain America, I almost called it Brand New Day. Captain America, Brave New World. I had hopes for it. I mean, I love Anthony Mackie and the Sam Wilson character is really cool, but that was a movie that ultimately disappointed me. But I did think the trailers were pretty good. I thought the trailers for were pretty good, but there has long been some discussion, especially once the movie came out, some criticism leveled at Marvel that they should not have shown Red Hulk. That Red Hulk in the trailer was essentially a spoiler, especially after people saw the movie and realized that the Red Hulk emergence was a major turn in the story that happened well into the third act. So a lot of people criticized that, and I was overall disappointed with the movie, not because of the Red Hulk stuff. But now the director for Captain America Brave New World is basically coming out and saying this, that, yeah, according to this headline in IGN, Marvel had to spoil Red Hulk and Captain America Brave New World trailers, director says. It's just so hard to keep anything secret in today's age. Now, they write this. Now, Brave New World director Julius Ona said that Marvel had to show Red Hulk ahead of the film's release, as the villain's appearance would have been leaked regardless. When you're making a movie like this, an announcement goes out that Harrison Ford is going to play Thaddeus Ross, and you have a fandom as massive and as passionate as the MCU fandom is, you're toast at that point, you know, Ona told Empire. In a perfect scenario, it would have been awesome if that had been an in-theater surprise, but I think it would have been very difficult, he continued. Somewhere along the way, a toy would have been found. He ain't kidding about that. A toy would have been found, or somebody would have leaked a trailer. It's just so hard to keep anything secret in today's day and age. All right. Do I think, in general, that having watched the movie, that I think it might have been a good idea to not reveal Hulk? Yeah, or at least Red Hulk. I think in principle, that's true. But I think there were two reasons, Rob, why they had no choice but to put Red Hulk in the trailer. And we'll start off with the one that the director gave. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. It would have gotten leaked. As a matter of fact, I think even before the trailer came out, didn't like a Wendy's toy or something like that get revealed? Like,
because there was that delay in the release.
Oh yeah, the delay certainly hurt too.
And then they had to keep moving with production, so they just released it. Yeah.
So somebody in the warehouse somewhere saw this Red Hulk toy and
McDonald's.
Got out. And of course, was it McDonald's?
Yeah.
And of course, we live in a day and age where every single one of us, well, just about every single one of us, walk around with an audiovisual global communication device on us. It's just not something they could keep secret. It's just, they wouldn't have been able to. So I agree with him on that. They also did a pretty good job, I got to say, in the trailers of not making that feel like the third act. So it at least felt like it was a part of the movie. So it was a little bit of a surprise to when it came out in the movie. So I get what he's saying. The second, though, Rob, reason I would propose why they really had no choice but to do it is simply this. They weren't going to sell any tickets. I mean, literally putting Red Hulk. Listen, we talked about it. I remember when that trailer came out. When Red Hulk came out, what everybody talked about was, oh my God, Red Hulk. Nobody talked about, look how cool Falcon looks in his new outfit. Nobody talked about the cinematography looks particularly good. I mean, some of us were talking about the fact that they were finally getting around to Tiamat in the ocean with the Celestial. That was the thing. But on one hand, even if it wasn't for the fact that they knew it would get leaked, I would suggest they almost had no choice but to put Red Hulk in there because they needed the marketing. I mean, they weren't lighting the fires to get, and even with Red Hulk in there, the movie didn't make a ton of money. It didn't completely crash and burn, but it underperformed a little bit, and that's fine. But so yeah, I didn't particularly like the movie overall, but I do agree that in principle, it would have been nice to keep Red Hulk from it. But guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's video, Ridge. Okay, let's talk about this. This is easily one of my favorite upgrades I've made all year. This right here is the Ridge wallet, and it is such an upgrade over my old bulky leather wallet. You know the one, it looked like a sandwich and it felt like you were sitting on a brick. Ridge is a sleek, modern wallet that holds up to 12 cards plus cash, and look at this slim design. It's made from premium materials like aluminum, titanium, and carbon fiber. Mine is absolutely beautiful and I get compliments on it all the time. And here's a part of it that really gives me peace of mind. It's got RFID blocking technology. That means your info stays safe from digital pickpockets. Plus, every Ridge wallet comes with a lifetime warranty. This is literally the last wallet you'll ever need. And right now, just in time for Father's Day, Ridge is having a huge sale. Get up to 40% off your order at ridge.com/Campea. Just head to ridge.com/Campea to find the perfect gift for dad or yourself. When you check out, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Give dad the upgrade he deserves this year. Rob, I gotta say, I agree with the director. I really don't think they had another choice but to put him in the trailer. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think that's probably true, but I like the way that these Fantastic Four trailers, we know Galactus is in the movie, but we haven't seen like Galactus's face. And we haven't seen like, is he in his ship?
Well, we
and
kind of have.
Well, not really.
Well, we've seen the artistic rendition.
Well, yeah, but we haven't. They haven't shown us like a full-on Galactus shot in the trailer. If he says "I hunger," whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a way to compromise. I mean, that Galactus is in the movie. They had, from the very first trailer, they had the cool silhouette, of Galactus over the Statue of Liberty and over New York, which I think is cool. Because it's telling you that Galactus is in the movie, but they're not giving you a full on, like a Twister end shot with a cow flies at the screen. You don't see a final. They haven't resorted to that Galactus stinger, which I think is cool. So there's a way. I mean, I think they showed too much of the Red Hulk in the trailers, and because they showed like this shot of Harrison Ford screaming or the Red Hulk screaming. But they could have just teased it a little more.
Sure, but I mean,
but you're right. Nobody would have gone.
They revealed Red Hulk in the trailer.
Yes,
they have revealed Galactus.
Yes,
and I agree with you that maybe they could have tempered how much they showed. But then that goes to the second point, right? It's like, how much in that movie is sellable in a trailer?
Right.
I don't know that there was much that was sellable in a trailer. But Harrison Ford turning into a giant red rage monster, that sold some tickets.
I'm with you 100%. I mean, he's not wrong. It's like you've got to sell something. Yeah. You got to sell sizzle.
And this is going to be a problem moving forward now, right? Because here's the thing, not only are we all walking around global communication devices, but movie crews are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They're shooting in more and more locations. Like, keeping stuff like this completely secret. Hell, I'll even go back to the Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire thing. There were literally confirmed reports that they were going to be in Spider-Man a year before that movie came out. There was video footage of Andrew Garfield in it that came out 4 months before it came out. And then some unnamed YouTuber posted some pictures that he thought were fake because of lighting on a crotch, who I can't remember the name of the YouTuber's name, but that happened too. But I mean, like even a year before, it's almost impossible today. If you're going to have a character in a movie that spends more than 3 or 4 days on set, quick little cameos, you might be able to keep that under wraps. But Rob, how do they moving forward in this evolving world where this information is getting out faster and faster? How moving forward do they try to not let stuff like this get out?
I think the only way you can maybe curtail this is if, like I just showed you, there's that new viral video that they put up of James Gunn directing the Superman robot scene, and you see Alan Tudyk behind the scenes. And if you develop a relationship with the audience from the beginning in terms of how you're going to market the movie, and I think they've done a good job of that with Superman. Like, James Gunn has been out front and center while they've made the movie.
That's true, yeah.
And so by doing that, you kind of, look, there's always going to be, we all know in the fan community, people love spoilers. People love to be, I'm the first guy that knows this. I'm going to go on the internet and spill it. There's always going to be that. But if you if you take the audience with you on the journey and get them on your side, so they don't want to hear spoilers. They want to have they want to have a relationship with the filmmakers and the material, and you know, they want to be they want to help you help bring the experience forth that we all want to have. Like I really was able to stay pretty spoiler free for Avengers Infinity War. I didn't want to know. So it was hard, but I consciously I'm not going to look at that. You know, I kind of went on an Infinity War blackout. And I have to tell you, it helped my experience. I love that movie, but when I had no idea what was coming. And I was sitting next to John Schnepp in the El Capitan on Hollywood Boulevard, you know, and like when I had no idea Red Skull was going to be in that movie. I turned to John Schnepp and he didn't either.
No, I didn't either. My jaw was on the floor.
I know. And we were I felt like I was 6 years old with my best friend and we'd eaten too much cotton candy at the Puyallup Fair. Man, I couldn't believe it. And it was such a great experience.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
I don't know how you do that again.
I'm sure that dude was on set for one day. So
Right.
they could keep that under wraps.
Yeah, I mean, but I didn't know anything. I mean, the whole movie was like that.
But that's you as an audience member shielding yourself. How
Yes.
does the studio keep that? Because whenever you shoot anything outdoors, like for example, the Supergirl images that have come out, right?
Yeah, with Lobo.
Those pictures weren't taken from anybody on set.
No.
Those pictures were taken from somebody's apartment
Yeah.
3/4 of a mile away.
Right now.
With a super telezoom lens, like unless the only thing is you can only shoot indoors from now on. Anyway, it's going to be an ongoing challenge for movie theaters to do this. And I don't think the Captain America director is wrong. I don't blame him for this statement. I blame him for a subpar movie, but I do not blame him for this statement because I actually think he's right about this. Anyway, whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.